Coach and Coco Cast, episode 2. Thank you for the positive feedback and the criticisms on last one. I am Coach Ryan, aka the Champutee, and this is the amazing, wonderful co-host. Sticking with that joke.
Well, thanks, bro.
Chris Kokoris. All right, so today's theme's a tiny bit heavy. We're going to start out with some good stuff, but then we're going to get into how losing a loved one can fuel us and increase the quality of our life post that traumatic experience, right? So, good things of the week. I got my driver's license back. I was in the hospital when I had to renew it before, and then there were some medical things that were holding me up, but I took the test.
Killed it.
Dude, it actually kind of rocked me. There was two problems. One, I didn't remember that I didn't realize I had to redo the motorcycle test too.
Okay.
And so on the regular test, it was 2 25-question sections, and you could miss 5 on each one. And that was just for the driving one.
For the motorcycle.
For the motorcycle was one 50-question section.
Yeah.
I could only miss 4, and it was because the dude gave me the wrong one. He gave me the new thing, not the renewal. And dude, there was questions about passing light rail cars and stuff, and things that I'm like, what even is this? How do you cross the tracks? All this stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm just a bro riding a scooter around town. I'm not on the freeway and all this. And I got
bro riding a scooter.
and so that was kind of.
Do you have any questions on how to look cool doing this
on a scooter?
Yeah.
You got to own it.
No, I mean, if only they had that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
That's all that really matters up here.
Right, dude. Do you have a question on when you get done with your ride, you get there and you got a text, hey, saw you on your scooter, bro. That's all I need.
Exactly.
That's all. That should be the whole test. How do you have swag on an unswaggy situation?
Exactly.
What you need to do is you need to stack your crutches. You need to have some cool glasses. You need to be leaned back a little.
Yeah.
You got to have, it's got to look kind of dangerous.
Do all your grocery shopping.
Yes. You got to have a basket on the back with your stuff. Maybe a towel flying around.
And 6 shades.
6 shades. That's number one. Yeah. So that was my good news. I wanted to ask you about you mentioned it last week about the graffiti thing. Explain it and what happened and how it was.
Yeah, it was tight. So we kind of had to clutch together this event. And it was cool. Actually, nobody showed up at first. So yeah, that was kind of worried, dude. So we sat there. It was supposed to be at 11 o'clock. We sat there for an hour. I was about to fall asleep. I was like, "This is a wash. Nobody's gonna show up." And then, of course, in normal kid fashion, they all just came flying in at an hour and a half late.
Yeah.
But it was sick because we're trying to do things that they enjoy. Obviously, it seems like they had fun, and then our 3 main goals was to do something dope that they would have fun doing, which y'all did. It was sick. We all graffitied, it was tight. I didn't really know anything about graffiti, but we all got on Google and for us, the ones who didn't know what they're doing, and some of the kids, obviously, they were just
they already knew.
They have done it before.
How to layer or whatever.
Yeah, they knew exactly what they were doing. So that was sick. And then the other 2, goals for us was to talk to the kids about future events. So just kind of pick their brains a little bit, which is something that a meeting that I went to the day before, some of the other people involved in the community wanted me to ask them. So we got that dialed in for some future events, doing some soccer tournament. We're going to do a lowrider show. We're going to do an MMA thing. There's a big event. Dates are still being confirmed, but I think October 10th at Bijou, there's going to be a sick, huge event with all the programs in Tahoe coming together.
Cool.
And it's going to be kid focused, and we're just going to basically do whatever dope stuff that they want to do, and just start building out that connection and that community. And so that was sick, and then we got some good content. So that was our third objective, was just to get some good content and start building out our social media and, just moving things in the right direction. So ultimately it was a success.
Cool.
So, yeah, it was fun.
Did anybody win? Who was the best?
We didn't do a contest.
I know, but we know that there's somebody that you would have counted.
I mean, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but mine was pretty sick. it was, dude.
What did you do?
I just I got on Google and I just I kind of cheated, obviously, because I suck at art, but I can follow a picture really well and mimic it. So it's fully cheating, but mine came out pretty ill.
So like you had the picture and you
I just did
snapped it
exactly
out?
what I saw.
Oh.
Like, so it was cheating, but it was
Nice.
sick, and then the colors turned out good. But one of the kids was getting into it, bro, and he was like taping around the letters, and like you could tell it wasn't his first rodeo.
Really?
So his definitely was the best, you know. So yeah, it was cool. We should have done a contest of some sort, but you know. And now we're trying to figure out what to do Wednesday, because this event. I came in like right before it all happened. We had to just clutch everything together. So
Okay.
we're talking about doing we got video games there. We got the game Skate. So we're talking about doing a best trick contest.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And then just, you know, kicking back, eating some pizza, chopping it up, and kind of brainstorming together what we can do moving forward. So yeah,
nice.
That's fun.
What up, Rocco? Rocco's my guy. Cool, dude. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is counter to how you would normally do podcasts. Normally, we would say we're going to make a big announcement later, but sounds like you got a big announcement we should bust out now. Then we'll give the details in a future cast in case people are dropping off this early.
Yeah. So I mean, after putting a lot of thought into what to do next, I decided just, you know, with the circumstances, being out in Asia, coming back home, and then obviously just like being super restless and just like not being able to sit still without having this in my life, I'm going to do my pro MMA debut in December.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pro. So, for what organization? Do we have any of that?
I don't know. Something big. I was talking to the team and I told them I'm not really interested in doing one of the smaller promotions. I'd like to jump straight into like A1 Combat.
Cool.
Or whatever the top promotions are aside the UFC. Because I just, at this point, especially fighting out in Asia, I don't really see a point in starting with a super unknown.
Yeah.
I looked at the whole roster A1 Combat, and I think I would do just fine.
You got him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Love that.
And the dope thing is, too, is that there's a bunch of other cats, young, and some of the other guys that are training up here that we're all going to try and book fights at the same time.
Oh, cool.
And at all different levels. And then some of the kids, there's a couple of the new youngsters that just came in that are just getting started. And I'm going to try and set them up with some smoker fights around the same time.
Yeah.
And so we can all grind together. We can run together. Because that was something that was super sick about in Asia is everybody got up at the same time in the morning and ran in a group.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's cool.
It was sick. So every camp. So you'd be running down the road and you'd see another camp running across, you know, coming the other direction. And it was fun. And so I want to get that going up here too where, you know, we build a squad and that can, we get whoever involved in the wrestling team.
That'll grow huge.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yep. So,
plus, that's good advertisement if you see a bunch of dudes running down the street or whatever.
100%.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it stokes the kids up. So, yeah.
I love that.
Yes, sir.
Even though I'm not a big runner.
You can drive.
I can drive, especially now.
Exactly.
I'll ride on the scooter with a bullhorn and just be yelling.
Perfect.
Or I'll get on a bike and hook it up and you can pull me.
Perfect.
Rocky style.
Squirt gun, you can fucking squirt us.
Yeah. So anything else positive news you got from the week?
That's about it. Just this event or this program is rocking, so I'm excited about that and then the fight, and yeah, otherwise I'm just stoked up to be moving this program forward. So
can you shout out the name of the program again?
So it's Tahoe Youth and Family Services, and then our specific program. Well, it's through Tahoe Youth and Family Services. Okay. So I'll just shout them out for now. Yeah. So it's through a grant that's called Elevate Youth California. And so we're still working on what we're going to specifically name our program. But right now we're rocking with just Elevate Youth Tahoe, which is, they have an Elevate Youth Sacramento. They have different ones for different cities. Obviously they don't have one here. So that's what we're pushing forward with. But essentially it's under Tahoe Youth and Family Services.
Yeah. So, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So if anybody's hearing and they want to figure it out, you can access Tahoe Youth and Family Service website or whatever.
Yeah. Tahoe Youth and Family Services, their website, their Instagram. You guys obviously know where to find them. Or if you don't, do you know the street? It's not, I should know this stuff, but it's right by the DMV.
Yeah. Across from, or it's by the DMV Just look it up online.
Just look it up online.
We'll do better next time on that.
We'll do better on that. There's a drop-in center, but we're really rocking with that. And then, it's Elevate Youth Tahoe is the new Instagram that we literally just built like this week. So, follow us.
Sweet.
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right, so we're going to kind of lead into the theme. Theme of the week, more or less, is using loss to fuel us. And this is loss in many different ways, but one of my day one best homies, like especially through high school and after, and a really good friend to like most of my friends, he passed away this week. Start with a PSA. If you hit your head, this dude was perfectly healthy. He hit his head.
Oh no!
Instead of going to the hospital, he went to bed.
No way.
And that's a big no-no. If you're in combat sports or anything, you learn that and you hear it, but you never really think how serious that is. But you can go to bed and not wake up. Basically, the plot of Raining It's Pouring. Old man hit his head, went to bed, and didn't get up.
No way.
That's actually true. So
Dang, dude,
it's brutal. Like,
that is brutal.
We had one of my close friends was with him that day, and then the next day he was gone.
Wow. So
anyway, last night we had a barbecue in my backyard back here behind this curtain, breaking the fourth wall here, to honor him. And it was kids that were from my grade, kids that we knew from school, and some other people that knew him in other parts of life. And one of the main things that struck me that I'm going to take from this, and what he and I are going to talk about through this whole podcast, is like how you can use something so sad and brutal like this to change your life positively and impact the choices you make in a good way from that point on. Is he was always nurturing friendships, and he was the dude when I got sick. He was calling me right away, was so worried. And then I was like looking through texts. I went through texts from him from like 10 years back all the way through.
That's brutal.
He's always checking.
Yeah.
And always wanting to know, and then also always rooting for me. Like, he was one of my biggest cheerleaders in almost every facets. And I want to be more like that. And then also we gathered a bunch of people together in his honor, and it was like a very positive thing, and everyone was realizing like that dude's superpower was making people feel like what we did yesterday, like you're a part of a pack. And so the way I kind of think of it, when I was thinking about it when I was trying to get ready to talk to this, is human beings were tribal by nature, and we probably evolved from pack animals, or like I like dogs and wolves and all of that. And it's like, when somebody in the pack, when one of the people in your tribe goes down, the health of the tribe is still paramount, and you have to pick up the things they were doing where they left off. And if they were doing something that was really helping the tribe, that then falls on you to then give that aspect back to the tribe, especially if that was making things go. So I'm going to be a better friend to those people and the people around me, and I'm going to remember that when he passed, his absence was so deeply felt because of that cheerleader aspect of him, and that you can't get so focused on yourself that you forget about how much of an impact a kind word can have on somebody that you love.
Losses with people like that often hurt the worst. Yeah. Like, I mean, every loss sucks, but there's some that just, with certain people that were so selfless, and you're like, what? They're gone? Yeah. Like, it's crazy.
And it happens like, boom.
Yeah.
And so I got a text from him it was almost exactly 2 years ago. And a abridged version of it is that he said, it was me and 4 other people. And he's like, just wanted you guys to know you're the 5 people that I know for a fact could beat me up in a fight. And not that I'm looking for a fight, but I'm grateful to have such tough people in my life. And
love it.
And then the gut-wrenching thing, though, was at the end. He said it made him feel good laying next to his daughter and knowing that there were tough, good guys in his life.
Wow.
And to take care of her if anything happened, knock on wood. That was the end of that text. So it's both beautiful and gut-wrenching at the same time,
Yep.
So, the big takeaway is when somebody that you loved and knew for a long time provided something positive in your life, and they pass, absorb that quality of them, and into your life and try to give that to other people. And maybe in some cases you're going to have to pick up the slack that they left in those people that you love's life by providing the service that they were in whatever way.
Yeah, it's huge.
I
love that.
So that kind of leads me into, if you guys did your homework and watched Momentum, or if you've already seen it, one of the most powerful moments, to me, the part that makes me cry, even having seen it almost 20 times now, is when you're talking to your mom on the dock.
Yeah.
And then one of the kind of through lines of the whole film is how you've used that aspect to fuel your success.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave kind of an open-ended question, like, how had the loss of your mother fueled you or impacted you and informed your decisions?
Yeah, well, I mean, in a lot of ways, and that's actually, it's not funny, but everybody said that. And that, I mean, I'll be honest, that was hard to like pull out that moment.
I'm sure it was,
when the cameras are rolling. And
yeah.
I mean, I felt it, but it was hard for me to, side note, but even throughout the whole film, it was hard for me to really get in touch with those deep emotions. Like talking about, for me at least, talking about certain things in life, even on a deeper level, is a little bit hard. Yeah. But there's those few things that just like really get you, that you know is gonna like tap into those emotions and like make you cry and like be hard to talk about. Yeah. And that was one of them. But I'm glad it hit. I don't know, because I heard that from a few people. Yeah. Well, my mom was my best friend. She was super cool. She was like the neighborhood mom. She, loved all my friends. My friends loved her. We were, like I said, super tight. I mean, she was just a cool ride or die mom. She supported all my dreams, whatever it was. I had a lot of crazy dreams growing up. We were super tight. I mean, we would always stay up on the couch every night together and chop it up. She was always there for me to bail me out, to pick me up, whatever situation we were in. And I had started getting into MMA because I was fighting a lot in school and getting into trouble. And she, when I got into real MMA at a certain point, started training, she loved that. And she would call my coaches and thank them for, giving me a positive outlet and being a part of my life. And then she got diagnosed with cancer. And so that leveled me. And of course, she got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, which is the killer, one of the worst ones. Yeah. And she was given 6 months to live. And so I pretty much withdrew, from what I remember, from the sport and training completely, and was just like helping her when I could. She was part-time here, part-time in SAC with my grandma. Okay. And just emotionally unstable, of course, myself, but also trying to be there for her. And so when she passed, it leveled me. Like, I mean, I remember the day it happened. It was like I was sleeping on the floor at my house, and I actually, the day before I got the call that she was passing, and so we drove down to Sacramento, me and my girlfriend at the time, and I mean, literally watched her. Like, it was crazy. Like, she went from being my mom, it was pretty deep, but like I walked in the room and she was crossing over from life to death, and on medication and everything. Mm-hmm. And she just wasn't there. And she sat up, and as soon as I walked in, she sat up. And I remember my grandma asked her, like, "Are you happy that Chris is here?" And even with her being like not there, like somewhere else, she just like nodded her head. And I pretty much just sat with her and watched her while she more or less crossed over from life to death. And then I drove home, and then we had to go through that grueling 24-hour wait where it's like, when are we going to get the call that she's passed? Yeah. And we didn't get it, but then my stepdad came in the door the next morning, and you could just tell, the look on his face. And we asked him, and he just shook his head, went to his room, and that was it. And it was, the heaviest thing that can get dropped on a human being at 19 years old. Yeah. And so I went through a definite period of just pure confusion and pain and hurt. Terrible time in my life, probably, hopefully the worst time ever will be. It set the bar for sure. Yeah. But eventually, over time, it turned into a fuel. It lit a fire that's never gone out, and I became so grateful for it, because having that fire burning through me is what got me through the accident. It's what got me through every hard moment. It's what's got me through every hard day. It's what's given that passion inside of me that's allowed me to travel the world and chase my dreams. And it's become a fundamental part of my success in life. And so, to your question, I think loss sucks, but I think it's the absolute strongest form of fuel.
Yeah, I would agree. So to kind of play off of that, one of the speeches I always give the kids is that one of the most important parts of sports that we're learning is we work very hard. For the wrestling example, we work super hard all week. Then Saturday we have a tournament. And I always tell the kids what's most important is not Saturday, it's Monday. We have Sunday off. And then if you've won, can you start Monday off with the same enthusiasm and not be jaded? And if you got worked and lost or suffered a gutting defeat, can you come in on Monday with that same level of enthusiasm? And then on the bigger picture, the loss of like loved ones and, your mother, the closest person to you, the person who literally brought you to life, losing someone like that, can you have that light a fire or extinguish your light? It's the most important question to ask yourself, and it's the most important thing, I think, probably possibly at all, in what determines your success or your ultimate languishing and lack of success. So that's one of the most beautiful things of your story to me, is how much of an example you are of that, lighting that fire.
Thanks, man. And I think also, like, there is a grieving process, of course, so if you are going through it, that first year, second year is tough. I'm not going to lie, it's tough. And it's tough to like turn that straight into motivation right away.
Yeah.
So give yourself time, to grieve and to kind of navigate through the weeds, because it's going to take time. And I have a hard time connecting with that initial period, even after losing Cecilia. But I do remember just like exploding at times with like tears and like why and like, pain. So, you can turn that into like the strongest form of motivation. But I think to truly tap into that, like, powerful motivation that you get from loss, you have to feel that pain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
in other words, like, don't feel shame for the emotions that are associated with it.
Absolutely. And don't feel like you need to like jump past that to be like motivated to honor that person, but like just understand it, to deeply be inspired to honor somebody and move forward in their honor, you might have to go through a period of deep grieving and pain as well, So it's just a process.
And it's not a sign of a lack of toughness.
Absolutely.
That's, I think, for the bros that are watching, I saw our analytics, it's bros. You're allowed to feel sadness. You're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to express it and get through that so you can get to the spot where you can become the next Coco. So it leads me to my turn of another gut-wrenching one. My youngest brother, Chris, passed away a few years ago from overdosing on fentanyl. So another heavy subject, but you guys, you cannot mess around, especially nowadays. I know it's getting a little better because of how many people passed, but there's not a single person I know who hasn't been negatively impacted by fentanyl in some way. And that even includes taking something that you think is harmless or not related to it, and it's tainted with it or associated with somebody that deals it or whatever. There's just so many lifelong permanent consequences for no positive gain in your life. So I'm not a say no to drugs, hard-nosed guy, other than the fact that it's not doing anything for you and that there's better things that you can do. And I just want to encourage you to do that. Like, there's no shame if you're backsliding. There's no shame if it started in your life, but there's no positive benefit, and there's permanent negative benefit, not just to you, but to all of the people in your tribe. And, my brother had started this dog grooming business and was back on track, had one backslide, and it was over. And it has a harmful rippling effect that he can't even imagine.
Was it injury related, or was it just something?
No, it was just habit he picked up. He had a hard time sort of feeling like he belonged. Gotcha. And he was a person who would get locked in and get focused on something and have a hard time getting off of it, which was his greatest strength. And so many times our greatest strength can also be turned against us as our greatest weakness.
Sure.
And
it's the most dangerous escape that you can have.
Yeah.
And you're avoiding parts of yourself and confronting things that, like, I know is difficult, but it's a route that's just not going to lead to anything good. So
right.
You got to avoid it.
And there are so many resources out there to help you get out of that situation. And the reason those resources exist is because people had loss and felt it, and then you turned that loss into the fuel to solve that problem.
Yeah.
So that kind of leads into, matches into what we're talking about. It's like all these programs, like the program you're in and stuff, it is all born from people understanding how bad that part of life is, especially when you're just in the depths.
The thick of it, in the grips of addiction.
And how bad people want to get you out of it.
Yeah.
And people who have gotten themselves out of it want you out of it because they know their life is better out of it. And people who have felt the pain of having a family member or a friend or whatever in it want to get you out of it because they know how much it hurts to see someone in that condition. So,
absolutely.
If you're feeling it, I know our listeners know someone or are in that situation, and it's a fact. And there's the statistics of how many people are going down from fentanyl or other things is just massive. So, I have taken from I became very, very dedicated to just preach the message of you can solve problems with much better tools than drugs. And drugs are not, trying to solve your problem with a drug is like using a tool that just absolutely will not fit the project you're doing.
100%. And habits too. Like when you're in the grips of an addiction, which I've been there, it seems impossible to get out because it's a part of you. It's a part of your daily habits and identity. And so don't underestimate the small wins. That's like, for me, in any painful situation in life that felt like you can't get out, it's it's stacking the small wins that helped. So try to focus on that. You stack one, then two, and you start seeing the light, and you start feeling better and making it to the other side. And just know that there is a version of you that's on the other side of it, but it's going to take you to obviously take the initiative, put in that effort to get out. So, but that stuff sucks.
Cool. Perfect. And then another thing that I really wanted to get out when I was talking about him is then his kids became so important to me. They would have been anyway, but it's that mentality of tribalness. Human beings are tribal. It causes problems, but it's also a massive advantage and what led our species or our existence to flourish the way it has, especially back when we needed each other to survive. It's something that I think is getting lost with the comforts and sort of modern living, is that fact that like you really do need each other and you need people and you need to pick up where someone else left off and you need to have the well-being of others in the forefront of your mind. And especially if you are feeling the pain, that other people that were close to them, like their children or their siblings or their friends or all of that, are maybe even feeling much more. And carrying a load together makes the load lighter, And so just throughout this podcast, you're going to hear me talk many times. It's ironic because we're streaming on social media and we're using social media to get this message out. But you guys anyone in the world is constantly inundated with this message that if you don't have this thing or you don't look like this or you aren't doing this certain thing or your life doesn't look like this, that you're less than. And it's just absolutely not true. It's just people trying to sell you something. And the facts are that real life that we're in is good, and you are enough and you have enough inside of you to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And you have enough when you start building a net of people that is strong to catch you when you're dropping to get where you want to go. And I think that when we're talking about drugs, it's because you don't feel like you have that, but trust me, you do, and you can find it. And if you can't find it, hit up me or Coco, because we'll give it to you and we'll find a place for you. That includes anyone around the world. We'll find it for you and help you, because we know that it exists. And just live your life in real life, not in social media. Social media is manufactured just to sell you something and just to keep your attention on your screen instead of your goals in your life. But watch our thing,
100%.
watch our stuff first, and then go do that.
Yep.
Right. So, what sort of we kind of talked about it already, but like, can you think of anything specific? The two main losses that are from the film. Can you think of anything specific that's advice you would give somebody who's recently felt loss, short term and long term, now that you've felt it close and then had some distance from it?
Yeah. One of them would be to face it and feel it. I don't know why, like, I was in this crazy mindset that I'm actually grateful for now. But when I crashed, I saw Cecilia like dead next to me.
Yeah.
Intense, but
Can you give the context of the crash?
yeah, I was in this heavy, hectic car accident in 2017. For those who don't know, I was driving with my girlfriend. She was driving. I was in the passenger seat. We tried going around a semi truck in the middle of the night. We got into a head-on on Highway 395 with another car, obviously, and she died on impact, and I almost died myself, and my dog died as well. It was just a mistake, honest mistake. No alcohol involved, nothing more to it. Just an error in driving, and it costed her life and almost mine. And bless her heart, we all miss her. She was an amazing person.
She was.
Yeah, she was great. And so I saw that she died, and I, at the time in my mind, I needed to save myself, because I wasn't sure if we were going to get hit by another car or what. So I wanted to get off the road, and I checked on her, and I made sure, my first instinct was to check on her, but I saw that she didn't make it. And so I stumbled out of the car, but to what I was saying is, I had this like instinctual thing to face my fears in the moment and to face the realities of the situation right away.
Mm-hmm.
And in retrospect, I'm glad I did that, because I've learned that a lot of people suppress their traumas, avoid the realities of their losses in their life, and you're kind of running away from something that is forever going to be chasing you until you accept it and you learn how to live with it, and then you learn how to grow from it. And so when I first woke up in the hospital, the first thing that I said was, "My girlfriend's dead, isn't she?" And the nurse said yes. And when I was laying on the side of the road dying, every time someone would come up to me and ask how I was doing, I would say, "My girlfriend's dead, isn't she?" And even though I was getting confirmation, I just wanted to hear it for some reason, because I just wanted to know that it happened. And when I was in the hospital for that month, I can't recall how many times in the middle of the night I would scream into pillows, because I was in so much pain and couldn't even fathom or wrap my head around what happened.
Yeah.
I didn't want to disturb my neighbors, the other patients or whatever, or trip out the nurses. But, I really, so to your question, I think a real soldier, how to really soldier an experience like that, is to accept and face what's happening head on. And I think that applies to any kind of pain in your life. And not run from it, because I think running from it leads to trying to escape the inevitable, which leads to drugs and leads to distractions. And I just think that applies to any kind of pain and healing in life. And then just to what we were talking about before, it's an everlasting, unbreakable, unrelenting form of motivation for you during hard times, when you are able to honor your lost loved ones and to be living in honor of them, especially if they're people that were that important to you and made that much of an impact on you. So,
yeah.
Face your fears. Don't be scared of it. Don't be afraid of the fact that something really shitty happened to you. It's life, unfortunately. Everything in our life serves a season, serves a purpose, and it sucks, because throughout life we have to learn to embrace loss. And it's hard, but it's just a part of the process. And, we just got to face it and then try to move on in its honor as much as we can.
Yeah, that's good. Like I always say, you only YOLO once.
You only YOLO once.
And that impermanence of life is also what makes it beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that every single thing you're doing is a one-time experience, and that's what makes it great. And that's why we work very, very hard to set ourselves up for those big, memorable moments that only come from that hard work. And what helps fuel us is knowing that people we know didn't get the chance to get to that spot.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest motivating factors.
100%.
And then to kind of what you said, there's a saying I have, not to get all folksy on you guys, but clean the sauce up right after you spilled it.
Yeah.
When he says face your fears and your problem right away, if you poured spaghetti sauce on the floor, if you wipe it right then,
it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah. If you let it dry, you got to scrape, you got to scrub. Yep. There could be a stain. There's whatever.
It's a good analogy.
So that analogy I use it for the high school kids a lot.
Yeah.
Is like, you got a problem. It's no big deal. Everybody messes up.
Yep.
Come to me. Tell me the problem.
Yep.
I will help you find a solution, and let's clean it up while it's still wet.
Yeah. Handle it, face it, and grow from it.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't fucking run from it. Don't pretend it's not there. Don't hide from it. Just face it, accept it, and then learn how you can grow from it. And the pain is going to be there. It's inevitable, but.
That's awesome advice.
Yeah. And one other thing I wanted to say too, and have an open dialogue with the people that you love in your life, because that is something that saved me in both of my situations. I had such a transparent relationship with Cecilia and my mom that after they passed away, I was well aware of what they would have wanted me to do. But we hold back so much in life. Yeah, so we hold back so much in life with relationships we have the people that are alive. Why? You know what I mean? So be transparent with the world. Nurture your relationships in a way that allows you to open up and really know that person and they know you. It'll be helpful.
And then another thing that's exactly in that same vein that I wanted to say is live your life in a way where if they passed, you would know they would want you to have continued on that path, because while they were alive, they were seeing you aim towards that and were rooting you on
1,000%.
and seeing you were on the right thing.
Yeah.
So I knew we were going to get into the car wreck. Do you think I should light it up and tell them about the Piss Bandit on this episode 2, or should I save it? Should I save it for when we got more listeners? Let's get it out. We can loop back to it sometime.
Back to it or clip it. Yeah,
okay. I really wanted to get this story out for a while. So this dude called me after the accident. Initial reaction, oh my God, that's terrible. Because it overshadowed one of my greatest moments of my entire life, where everyone should have been talking about what I had just done. Instead, we're over here crying we went to Emerald Bay Bar and we're crying and trying to figure out how to get a GoFundMe and stuff going for you, when it should have been my special day.
That's like the UFC playing on the same night as Bellator.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's exactly what you did. Yeah. It was complete bull. Complete bull. So what happened? We had a wrestling tournament in Santa Cruz. My mom lived near the hotel we were staying. It's a multiple-day wrestling tournament. We went down the day before, and it's near Christmas. So I sent the team to go to the beach with the assistant coach, while I went to go do a little Christmas action with my mom. And I said, meet back at the hotel at 9. We'll do our room checks. We'll get ready to go to the tournament. You guys go to the beach, have fun. I'll go to my mom. I come back, and I'm pulling in, and the kids had just gotten there right about 9. And a bunch of the kids are like walking around in front of their rooms, and they're like looking a little disheveled and kind of like worried. And so I pull in, I'm like, hey, why aren't you guys getting ready for bed? What's the problem? I'm like yelling at kids. And they're like, Coach, what'd you do with our stuff? Like, open the van, get our stuff. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I was gone. And they're like, well, all our stuff is gone. And so I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? And then we had this kid who was kind of like our mascot. He was a special ed kid. And he's like, Coach, They went in through the windows. And he's like, look, the windows are broken. And I was like, all right, maybe. And he's like, they stole our stuff. And he's like panicked, right? And I'm like, everybody calm down. And I had an assistant coach, and I told the kids, you guys go into the lobby and start writing down what you're missing, and I'll try to find a cop or something. Luckily, right then, a cop was driving by, and I waved and pulled him into the parking lot. And I said, hey, it looks like our rooms were broken into. All these kids' stuff is missing. And he's like, all right. And he goes into the lobby also, and the kids are writing down what they had, and he's taking statements in this little book. I said, okay, I'm going to go to my room, and I'm going to put my bags in the room, and then I'll come back down and sort it out. I'm super tired. I'd already done all the arrangements for this tournament, done all the computer work, drove all the kids down there, did Christmas with my mom. And, I'm like, the last thing I want to do when I'm getting ready to coach for 3 straight days and then driving home is deal with some sort of missing bags. Right. And I'm like, if one of you guys put them in the shower or something and is pulling a prank, time to stop it. Like, funny, but stop.
Which they would.
They do that kind of stuff all the time. And I'm like, this is it. Time to fess up. Yeah. No one. They're like, no, seriously, we were all at the beach together. And then I asked Sean, the guy who was helping me coach, he's like, yeah, we were all together. So I go up to my room, and I swipe my key, and it goes green, and I try to open the door, and it doesn't move. And I have my bags kind of weird, and I swipe the card, it goes green, and I push into the door kind of hard, and then it moves a little, and a dude's face is right in my face. It was actually this end. Dude's face is right in my face. And I was like, what? And then he's like mumbling, and then I was like, oh, I think I got the wrong room. But then I look past him, and right over his shoulder, I see Southall wrestling bag and wrestling shoes right there. And I was like, oh my God, this is the guy. Yeah. I was like, this is what happened. And all of our stuff is on this bed. And then, so he tries to push out past me, and I grabbed his shirt and put my forearm in his neck. And I was like, you're not going anywhere, bro. And he starts trying to fight me. So, and this is middle of wrestling season. I'm in the best shape. I had been training for all these jiu-jitsu things. I was like,
worst case scenario for him.
For him. My whole life, I've been dreaming of beating up an intruder. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the best thing. A wrestling coach having to watch all these kids fight.
Oh yeah, and like
you're shot.
And I'm like, I've been training for this. Like, so I had his shirt like this, and I grabbed his jeans, boom, lifted him up, and spiked him onto the floor. Legendary. And then I got an overhook on one of his arms, and I had my knee in his ribs. Nice. My phone was crappy at the time, right? And I had to use the plugged-in earbuds to call with it. Oh, no. And they were all ratted up in my pocket. So I'm like holding him down, trying to untangle him, and I'm putting it in my ear, and he's trying to fight, and I was swishing his head down. I'm like, dude, I do this every day. Yeah. I hold a kid down every day. We had Chewy at the time, and Chewy was a heavyweight, ended up being a heavyweight state champion. I'm like, I wrestle a dude like bigger than you every day, so relax, bro. And he's trying to fight, and I was like, every time he did, I would just smush his face on the ground. I'd be like, you've seen how it's gone. Like, you're not getting away. Stop it. And I have my knee on him. I'm like this. I finally get the earbud in, and I called this guy, Sean, was assistant coach, and he's like a real low-key guy. Mm-hmm. So I call him, and I'm like, hey, he's in my room. And he's like, he's in your room? I'm like, the guy, he's in my room right now. And he's like, what? And I'm like, the guy who took our bags is in the room right now. Tell the cops. He's like, yeah, there's a few more cops here. And I'm like, get him to go to my room. I'm around back.
With your headphones in.
With my headphones all tangled. I can barely get it in. And I'm like holding while this dude is wiggling under
wiggling like a fish.
Yeah. And he's like, don't tell the cops. The guy down here. Then finally I hear Sean say, the guy's in his room, I guess. He's around back. And because all the kids' rooms was on this side, and there was a little hallway, and then stairs, and then my room. And so I'm holding him down. I'm waiting for the cops. Of course, the dumbass high school kids run first. And they're in front, and this kid, Nate, busts in the door, and he's like, kick his ass, coach, get him! And he's all yelling. He's like, yeah, get him! Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah, exactly. It's him. And Nate's like, oh, kick his ass, coach, get him. And I'm like, back up. Yeah. You guys get out of here. Like, and And then the cops come in, they pile on him, and I'm like, amped.
Yeah.
And all the kids are there like, yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
cheering.
that's why we do what we do. And I'm like, high-fiving them and stuff. We're all like
That's
cheering and
legendary.
like it was like I had
It was
just
like
won an actual fight.
Dude, that's so
And we're all like, oh. And I'm like slapping their hands. And they're like telling the cops stuff. So then that special ed kid that was with us starts inspecting the room. And he's like, guess, Coach, you pissed all over your floor. I'm like, what? He's like, your whole bathroom, there's piss. And he's like, he pissed in our room too.
What the fuck? Why, man?
Dude, he was just some drugged out Santa Cruz guy.
Yeah.
And he ate one of the kids' sandwiches. He's like, he ate Jose's sandwich. And
he was just having a ball.
Yeah, dude. He had all the packed lunches that the kids had brought.
Oh, no.
And he was like, all their clothes were out on my bed and stuff.
Oh, God.
So,
that's so funny.
And this was like a sort of a janky downtown Santa Cruz hotel situation, you know? And not to get political, but they let those dudes kind of do what they want around there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
clearly.
So this dude is talking about the piss all over the place. As the cops are taking him away, he's like, "It's the piss bandit."
Who said that?
That was the kid, yeah. And then he tells the cops, he's like, book him as the piss bandit. That was the kid came up with it.
Legendary. That's so funny. I know he came up with it.
Yeah, he did. And all the kids are like, the piss bandit. Coach versus the piss bandit. And so my room's all...
Now I feel even worse about stealing your heat.
Oh, dude, this was ridiculous. I mean, don't worry, because the whole day at the tournament, I told every coach and every person that existed. But
that's so funny.
Yeah, this could have been like front page Tahoe News. Instead, I
stole the front page.
And so I'm in my room, and I'm all amped from fighting. Yeah. And I call the lobby, like, hey, can I get a different room? The dude was in here, you know? Yeah. And there's piss all over, and they're like, well, we're all booked up. Oh, no. And they sent up like a grumpy front desk guy who just gave me a bunch of towels, and he just laid the towels over the piss in the floor. They didn't even mop it or give me anything.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
I would have slept outside.
I barely slept. I slept like a minute. And
it's so funny.
And then also we had to do all the sorting. We got most of the kids' stuff back. He got rid of something. But yeah, so then I was like thinking, this is going to be the most talked about thing for weeks around here. And then
you were the hero
very next
for like 10 minutes.
Dude, the very next call I got was you.
Oh no. That sucks, dude. It's just like the wind out of your sails.
Yeah, I actually was talking to one of the kids' moms explaining that it was all handled because the kids' moms and stuff at home were freaked out that somebody was breaking into our rooms. And then I was like, yeah, I gotta go, I gotta call, and it was you.
Oh, dude. Totally.
So you full on stole my thunder. Yeah. That's why I've been getting revenge on you. That's why I've been getting revenge on you by getting involved in your documentary and taking over your stuff since then. It's revenge. That's why I've been outshining you with my swag since then.
Well, you've also been helping me, so maybe joke's on you.
Maybe. My attempt at revenge backfired again.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So this dude, everybody asked how the guy was getting into the rooms. He had this thing. It was an old school setup, the way the key cards were. And he had this thing that could like recreate the key cards.
Wow.
I know, and it was
nifty clever for a piss bandit.
Yeah, I know. For a piss bandit, you wouldn't think they'd have that, but if you really need to get into rooms to pee, I guess you'll do whatever it takes. There was a lot of trees out there too. Just saying, it's a fully forested area around that.
Yeah.
That he could have gone, but I saw that little card reader thing and didn't know what it was, but I could have snagged it before the cops grabbed it and become the piss bandit myself. The turd burglar.
Imagine, dude.
Yeah.
He just passed the torch to you.
Yeah.
That's hella funny.
Yeah. So, we're going to kind of wrap up, but just to recap, there's always good things that happen in life. There's also always losses. You cannot get so high on the good things that you forget that you need to keep preparing for those losses. And you can't let the losses drag you down to where you forget that you're right on the verge of winning. And I have found anecdotally, and it's statistically true, that so many people quit right before it was going to break for them, right before the positive change was going to happen, or right before, if they had just tweaked a habit or just pushed a tiny bit harder or just found one more skill, it would have blown up for them. And I want our listeners and viewers to just really understand that truth of life, that the dark times are never going to last as long as you think, and the good times are going to get abrupted by something tough. And when it's a good time, prepare for that downtime. And when it's a downtime, focus on the habits and the things that you can do that will create a big boost forward when you're pulling yourself out of it. And do not quit until it's absolutely positively true that you've peaked on that path. And that point, I don't even know exists, right? And that's what has made us successful, is we are so dang stubborn when we get our mindset on what we want to do that we continue to push, and we've pushed past those points where a normal person would quit, or someone who didn't have that truth in their heart and had been told. I'm thankful to have had a lot of coaches that have told me that same thing and been able to tell that. And you've been around some of the greatest competitors that also exude that just so many people quit right before it would have been sweet.
3 feet from gold.
Yeah.
You've heard that story?
Yep.
Yep.
So,
story.
love you guys.
Yeah.
Coach and Coco at Gmail. If you got feedback, we'll stream these live on Ryan the Champ UT Wallace on YouTube, and then on later tonight, I'll have it uploaded on Spotify for your Monday morning listening, and it's on Coach and Coco Cast YouTube channel, little edited and polished up. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. Thanks for rocking with us, guys.
Thanks for rocking. Yeah. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Mom. And thank you, TikTok. Love you guys.
Peace.
We'll cruise out with the song while he and I finish our talk. All right, that was good.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that one, man.
I like that too.
Yeah, actually, that was good.
Yeah.
I think we nailed that one.
I think we matched our theme.
Yeah.
I think we had highs and lows that we needed for emotions.
We might want to copy that one as like a template.
I think so. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about it this week. So
you know what's helped me, dude? It's fucking like realizing like we might have to just do a bunch of these until, I don't know, I was talking to my buddy today and I was telling him about it. It's like the first 10 are just kind of trial runs to figure shit out. Just takes the pressure off. It's like, but if we have a bomb episode, we can fucking clip it, we can promote it with that episode like this one.
And kind of rehash that or put it in a different form or whatever. Best of episode?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
I think number 2 was our best of episode. Dude.
Best ever.
Yeah,
the best one we've done ever.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Best episode.
Yeah, we did hit a lot of. There's a lot of tones there.
I tried to be funnier too because a lot of my friends said I wasn't funny in number 1.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. Whatever, I'm a silly guy.
Yeah.
That's how I get through it. But the lesson that we just taught, you got to push right before you feel like you might want to quit.
Yep.
That's when you got to push through. That's when it's going to break.
This week was kind of a shit show.
Once we get merch.
I kind of like this backdrop better too.
I do too.
I think the other one was cool, but it was kind of like
and it muted us
behind us.
Yeah, it was kind of whack. This black is good.
Yes, perfect. Because I was also thinking like.
All right, we're out. Love you guys.
Later, guys. I was also thinking like if this shit builds and we actually start like doing well and we want to upgrade.